Increasing the lifespan of your well should be one of your top priorities. Calling Hydro Resources is the easy solution to do just that. Since the 1940s as Hinkle Drilling and 1999 as Hydro Resources, they have been providing groundwater service and solutions to ag producers, municipalities, and more. Whether it's well drilling and construction, pumping system design and installation, controls, pump services and maintenance, or well services and rehabilitation, Hydro Resources is the answer. Find out more information at hydroresources.com. With locations in Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, they have a wide service area, so let them help you with your groundwater needs today.
Welcome to the Hydro Resources Community Brunch on Dry River Radio. Each week we visit a different community in southwest Kansas to see what they have going on. If you miss a part of the show, no problem. Visit our Facebook or YouTube pages or even our website at dryriverservices.com. Now for your Hydro Resources Community Brunch, here's your host, Joey Dean.
And welcome to your Hydro Resources Community Brunch. I'm your host, Joey Dean, right here on Dry River Radio, and I've got Denim Rogers with me, and we are at the Refinery, the brand new facility in Garden City that when you hear the word refinery, you don't think of sports necessarily, but that's what this is, right?
Yes, absolutely. You know, the private investors or oil field men and women of the industry, so that's kind of a little hats off to their industry that helped fund this project and help bring this back to the community here in Garden City. So it's kind of a nice little fun play on what they do for their normal work, and be able to incorporate that into the community as well is really nice.
So Denim, tell us exactly what your role is here at the Refinery.
I'm the general manager of the Refinery Field House, so I get to run all the sports stuff specifically. All of our entities are kind of separate. I get to do all the fun sportsy stuff, and then I get to work collaboratively with our energy market and the event center and Sunny's upstairs, and then our future outdoor things with the restaurant outside as well.
Yeah, I came in on the conference center side, and they had a conference going on, and I got to kind of peek in as they had that going on. Those are really big rooms, and there's a bunch of them over there.
Yes, yeah, they have 4 rooms that could be split up, or they have one big room that could be split up into 4 still very large rooms, and when it's fully opened up, it's a very massive space and super nice. I know me and my wife wished that it was open when we got married here, right. But it's really nice to have that and be able to host those conferences and conventions here, especially now that we have the sports stuff incorporated with it too. We've had lots of Christmas parties kind of double up, and they'll do their Christmas party over there, and they'll come play pickleball for a couple hours and things like that. So that's been a really cool thing that we've gotten to do as well.
So this whole thing, first let's talk about you. How did you end up becoming the general manager here?
Yeah, so my background was sports. I went to junior college here. I was a national champion and record holder for the junior college here, Garden City Community College, and just stayed in contact with the president, the vice president really well. Every time I came back to town, you know, we would always meet up and get some coffee and breakfast. My wife is born and raised here, and her whole family's here, so we came back pretty frequently and still get to see the old stomping grounds and things like that. So that's really fun that we got to be able to do that. I went on and got a full ride scholarship for track and field and ran in college for 6, almost 7 years. Competed for Houston Baptist University and Texas Tech after Garden City, and I was an 8-time All-American, national record holder, national champion, and I was fortunate enough to be good enough to compete professionally for 4 years, and competed at the last 2 Olympic trials, and fell just short of making the team, but nonetheless I got to represent the U.S. several times, wear the USA on my chest and go overseas and things like that. So got my degrees in sports management and business management, and this opportunity kind of popped up, and they reached out and And I was like, I guess I'm ready to retire and and move on into the professional world. So it was a wonderful opportunity. Obviously, being back close to family with my wife and her family is a big plus. And this was kind of a intriguing opportunity that provided everything that I was kind of looking for in a professional career. So I was super excited to accept and move back up here to Garden City, where I had so much fun and kind of was the beginning of my athletic career, and now gets to be the beginning of my professional career as well. So it's kind of a cool little turnaround and full circle moment for me.
We're talking with Denim Rogers, the general manager of the Refinery, the new sports facility here in Garden City. People may be more familiar with the Sports of the World nickname that when it first was announced for the Star Bond, that's what it was called, was the Sports of the World. There is a bunch of stuff in this building. Behind us, we've got the basketball courts, but there's pickleball courts, soccer fields, you name it. You can pretty much play whatever in this building itself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no limits to what we can do in here. Whatever we need to set up. We're having soccer tournaments. They're going to use all 4 quarters of our turf, and they're going to have soccer fields in each floor section. So we're going to have that going on later. And of course, we have our basketball courts. We got volleyball on those as well, and futsal will be popular. And then we have portable pickleball nets if we need to add some pickleball nets. So yeah, we can do a little bit of everything here. And once our phase 2 gets going as well, we'll have more of the full-size baseball, softball, and some outdoor soccer ready to go as well.
Yeah, the only thing I think you don't have in here, my son just got done. He had a tournament this weekend in Dodge City. He plays hockey over there.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing you guys don't have ice over here.
No ice.
So,
field hockey we can do, but ice hockey would definitely be a little bit more challenging.
He loves that ice hockey, man. He did it last year. It was his very first year. He was 7 years old, and I thought maybe he liked it a little bit, but he had done baseball, and I'm a huge baseball guy, and so I thought, obviously he's mini me, he's going to be into baseball, and he's just kind of with baseball, and he did soccer, and with soccer, and we talked about flag football, and hockey came up last year, and he and I watch hockey on TV, and so I was like, all right, give it a try, dude, and he kind of liked it, and then throughout the summer, he's like, Dad, when's hockey season start again? When's it? And I was like, you really like that, huh?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and it's really cool, like we have this facility here for all those other sports, but to have that over in Dodge City too, maybe you guys eventually get ice, because hockey's really, really awesome.
Yeah, hockey is super fun. Love watching that. I went to a lot of minor league games in Dallas with the teams over there, and a couple of Stars games, so it's a really fun sport. I feel like it kind of groups a couple sports together and puts them all into one, so that's a really fun, and it's
you're
really
not
cool
supposed to like be overly physical at 8 years old, but my son, if he can't get the puck from somebody, he just knocks him down. So I don't know.
That's why he likes it so much.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like one of the bigger kids, so I'm kind of proud as a dad, but also I'm like, dude, you can't be doing that.
Absolutely.
But you guys do have, like you said, soccer fields, pickleball. Okay, so I've watched pickleball a couple times. I've never played pickleball. It looks like a layman's tennis is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's very similar to tennis. You don't I wouldn't compare it to tennis with the pickleball community. they wouldn't like that, or vice versa. But yeah, I mean, it's similar concept. You have your volleys and stuff. It bounced twice. They get a point. Few of the rules are slightly different. That makes it a little bit different. But yeah, it's very popular just because tennis requires a lot more running and being a little bit more agile. As pickleball doesn't quite have that level of intensity for athleticism, but it still requires some good movement and good reaction time. So it's just a fun thing that I think everyone can do. I don't think there's any age group that can't do it. That's kind of the really fun thing about pickleball. It's all encompassing.
So we saw some people down there playing pickleball. You mentioned that they're regulars, and we will, those of you watching on the YouTube stream, and we'll kind of go throughout the facility and get video footage of all of it. But so that means those of you listening on the radio, please look us up on YouTube.
Yes.
Just go to our website, drieriverservices.com, and you'll find the video there. But you mentioned that they were some regulars down there that were playing pickleball. So is it like a membership? Like, is it like the YMCA kind of thing, where you have a membership, or how's it all work?
Yeah, so we have our memberships. We have 4 membership options. We have our walking track that will give you access to the walking track. That's $19 a month, not including the one-time initiation fee. And then we have our rally pass, which is again just a single person that gives you access to the pickleball courts. I think that's $39 a month. And then we have our Play It All single. We have a Play It All couple and a Play It All family membership. Those 3 give you full access to the facility as far as our sports areas go. And as long as you're a member, you can come in, play on our designated open play courts, free of charge for your membership. And then you can also reserve courts. Like for example, pickleball court's $10 an hour. So if you want that court all to yourself, you don't want anyone else to be on it, not have to share, you pay $10. That's your court for the hour. Play all you want, play your heart out, have a good time. And so that's kind of what our memberships looks like. If you don't really want to do a membership, you just want to just come play a day here, a day there. We have a day pass, which is $10 a day. And then that'll give you access to the turf, the pickleball courts, the basketball courts. So it's kind of how we do it here. And then of course we have our practices, so me and my assistant general manager, Taylor, can help with setting up any practices and getting an exclusive use agreement on file. And then we also do a lot of events, like a 1 or 2 day tournaments and things like that.
We're talking with Denim Rogers, the general manager of the Refinery here in Garden City, Kansas. So you got all the memberships, you got all these things going on. I was blessed enough to spend part of my 20s out on the East Coast. And in Fredericksburg, Virginia, they had a place called the Fredericksburg Field House. And it was very similar to what we have here on the sports side of the Refinery. There was basketball courts, but it was a very small portion of the building. It was mostly fields, and I coached some flag football there. But they did soccer, and football's really big in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer's not quite as big as what football is,
yeah.
Whereas here it's a little bit the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer's a big deal here. What have you guys seen when people come in? What seems to be the most popular part of this?
Yeah, I mean, soccer has been a huge one here in this area. So that's, especially with World Cup coming up and being hosted in Kansas City, I think that's just been a really big one for us right now. We also open right at the end of football season, so we haven't seen a ton of football in here, just kind of a few casual people coming and playing catch and maybe kicking the ball around. But soccer's definitely been our main one in our turf area, and then our pickleball area stays very used every evening and early mornings and the weekends. So those 2 are probably our biggest so far, and then now that our courts will be open, then the basketball in the winter is obviously really popular as well. So that will be pretty busy, and then we'll be hosting a lot of the Garden City Parks and Rec leagues up here. So I know we're really excited about that partnership and getting them to be involved and have a place to go and all be at one spot and not have to kind of jump around town a little bit. And then when they're done, they can go upstairs and get some food and a drink.
Yeah, my son did futsal, I guess is what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Over at the GC Rec, and in that facility that they had there. So it's really cool that they'll be moving some of that stuff anyway over here. You guys have a partnership with them. You also mentioned that when you and I were walking around, you'll have some K-Show events too, right?
Yes, yeah. We're hosting Rocky Walton Wrestling Tournament here this year. That'll be a really big event. We're excited about that. It's the very end of January, leading into February. So we'll have that here, that 3-day tournament, and we'll have a couple days of setup and breakdown. But that's going to be a really big one for us, and we're excited to get Rocky Walton in here and hopefully continue hosting them afterwards.
I have to say that this is a very impressive facility. Like I said, I got to coach at the Fredericksburg Field House over in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and it was a huge facility. It was probably one of the bigger ones I had ever been in, and to have that many fields, and there was a full-size field in the back of it, and it was really a cool place. And just walking around here, it kind of has the same vibes, but of course a newer energy because it's a brand new facility.
Yeah.
and you guys have a lot more. You're still building onto it too. That was the thing that kind of stuck with me when you and I were talking earlier. You guys have a restaurant going in one portion, and then more going in across the road, and then phase 2 going in down the street too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting to have kind of a one-stop shop for all your sports. You won't, when you come in here for any tournaments or events, there's not really a lot of reason to leave. We have everything right here that you need. We have our energy market downstairs that you can get all your snacks and drinks. They even have some domestic alcohol you can buy down there. And then of course upstairs with Sonny's having their pizza and salads and sandwiches with their full service bar. And then once the other restaurant opens up, they'll have a lot of other food options that will be able to come over in this area. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome once it's all done. That way you don't have to go anywhere. You come here, because that's part of the thing is, your brother's got a tournament and he's playing basketball all day, and you're a few years younger and you're like bored, not knowing what to do, right? And we got plenty of TVs. They have the arcade upstairs. And then they can go and play in the turf if it's available, or go play in the pickleball if it's available with the guest pass or something, or if they already have a membership. So it's kind of nice that they'll have something to do, because I know if I ever went and watched my brother, I was like, man, and I wasn't playing as well. I was really bored and just sitting there. It's not super fun watching your brother or sister playing if you're not also playing. So it's super nice, and just keeping everybody in one spot. I think it'll create a nice community feel. It'll be really cool.
I get that 100%. My uncle was a national champion wrestler, and so all 4 of his boys wrestled. And when I lived out in Virginia, I lived with them, and so they were all my younger cousins, and we'd go to their wrestling tournaments, and oh my goodness, all day long in a gym.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, you have to go somewhere to get something to eat, or pray that they have a vending machine, and so I get that 100%, being bored and wanting to be anywhere else but
yes,
where you're at.
absolutely.
So it's really cool that you guys have all this with this facility. We're talking with Denim Rogers, the general manager of the Refinery in Garden City. So phase 2 is underway already, the dirt work already being done.
Yes.
It's going in, if I remember right, across the street from the football field at the high school, right?
Yes, yeah.
Across the highway there. What all is phase 2?
Yes, so phase 2 is going to be 4 baseball fields, 4 softball fields. There should be a indoor or covered batting cage area. They'll have some RV spots with the large parking lot over there. That way we can host tournaments and things like that. There should be 1 championship level field for baseball and 1 for softball as well. And all those fields will be full turf, so no grass or maintenance on the water or anything like that, which is very helpful in this area of the country. So, and very expensive to maintain
to
and
keep the grass alive in the summer.
Exactly. And it's just kind of where baseball is kind of heading towards. A lot of teams now have turf, and it'll be nice to get those younger guys that have never experienced that some experience on the turf, and it's not as such a shock when they go and compete on those areas. And just bring everyone here instead of us having to go to Kansas City or Denver or Dallas, Oklahoma City. Obviously, we'll still go to those places, but not having to go there as often. And we can host, every other weekend or every week, and give the people here an option to stay here rather than traveling so much every time, and make those people kind of come to us. So it'll be good for the economy and the community here, because it'll boost the local economy as well. So that's gonna be really exciting to get that going and bring some more people to Garden City and see all the local businesses flourish from it too.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. I work with the Garden City Wind. I've been the voice of the Wind for my 9th season with the team, and I've seen all sorts of different fields, all sorts of different turf in the Pecos League. And out in Pecos, Texas, they have the full turf, and I always thought that was kind of cool. I love the combo that we have at Clint Leitner, where the outfield is grass, and then you have the turf infield. But you're right, when it comes to maintenance, there's times that phone calls have to be made to get the outfield grass cut or watered or whatever. You don't have to worry about that with turf.
It's ready to go.
It's just ready to go. It does get hot though.
Yes, it does. It does definitely get hot. So I'm sure there's plans with some awnings over at least the dugouts and the
Right.
and the stands, so that'll help at least with that a little bit. But and those RV spots will be really big. I know the baseball and softball community, a lot of those people like to bring their RVs, and
Right.
they just post up in the RVs in the parking lot, which is really smart for a 2 or 3 day tournament, and they don't have to go anywhere or buy hotels
Right.
and stuff. Just pull RV, and between game, you got a 2-game rest, you just go chill in the RV instead of having to leave it and stuff. So that's gonna be big for that area too. That's really exciting to have that.
Yeah, it is really cool, and I remember we had a playoff game this last year, and it was like 102 degrees air temperature, and the turf was like, I had my little thermometer gun, and it was like 122 or something like that on the turf, and I was like, you know what, I'm glad I'm in the press box. I have a broken air conditioner, but you know what? It's better than
Hey,
that.
at least it's shade for sure.
I will take the broken air conditioner every time.
Yeah.
We're talking with Denim Rogers, the GM of the Refinery here in Garden City. So you mentioned that you kind of just you acquired this job. It kind of came to you. So long term, you looking at staying here or?
Yes, we would love to stay here. Like I said, my wife's from here, her whole family's here. They're local generational farmers, so it's really nice to kind of understand the community, because a lot of the community is involved with farming of some sort or cattle. So that's really something that I admire about Garden City, and how kind of tight-knit family and community is here. Something that you don't get a lot of places anymore. It's definitely kind of a lost thing now. So we'd love to stay here, and as long as I keep doing a good job and being able to stay here and having this opportunity, I think we would love to stay here as long as we possibly can. So
what are the hours of the Refinery?
we are open Monday through Sunday, 8 to 9 p.m.
Okay. And where can people find more information?
Yeah, they can go to our website, refinerygc.com or refinerysports.com. It'll have all of our info on there, and it'll be a lot because we have a lot of different entities in here, but just get to clicking around. There's some info on the sports stuff. There's info on the event center and all of our other entities. So you can check us out there, or feel free to reach out on our contact page, and we'll definitely be happy to help anybody.
You guys have everything here. It's like the Buc-ee's of the sports.
Yeah,
world.
absolutely, exactly.
I went into Buc-ee's. You mentioned to me earlier that you lived in Houston for a while. I went into Buc-ee's, one of the big ones, for the first time this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And I stopped and got gas, and the receipt didn't print, so I had to go inside. I'm like, no big deal. And I look up, and it's pump number 25, and I was like, holy crap, there's a lot of pumps here.
Yes,
So,
like 100 pumps.
yeah. So I go in, and I ask for the receipt, and I'm looking around the place, and I was so overwhelmed. Like, I called my wife. I was like, I don't know if I can actually get stuff here. It was too much for me. I got used to it though. I did try their breakfast burritos.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But yeah, you guys are kind of like that. You've got everything here. So
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good analogy. I like that a lot. Being from Texas, we like our Buc-ee's very much. So, but yeah, it's definitely very similar to having everything in one spot and having the things that you wouldn't think about when you go to a tournament or go get gas. You're like, wow, that's here. That's crazy,
Right.
So that's very exciting. We're super excited to be here, and we're excited to get the events going this year.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me, and I'll go around and get some video here for everybody watching of the facility, and yeah, we'll have to talk again soon.
Awesome, sounds great. Thanks.
All right, that's Denim Rogers, the GM of the Refinery here in Garden City, right here on your Hydro Resources Community Brunch on Dry River Radio.
Increasing the lifespan of your well should be one of your top priorities. Calling Hydro Resources is the easy solution to do just that. Since the 1940s as Hinkle Drilling and 1999 as Hydro Resources, they have been providing groundwater service and solutions to ag producers, municipalities, and more. Whether it's well drilling and construction, pumping system design and installation, controls, pump services and maintenance, or well services and rehabilitation, Hydro Resources is the answer. Find out more information at hydroresources.com. With locations in Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, they have a wide service area, so let them help you with your groundwater needs today.
This has been the Hydro Resources Community Brunch on Dry River Radio. Join us next week to see what community we visit next. As always, you can catch up on episodes on our Facebook or YouTube pages or at dryriverservices.com.